from 1980, I was trained off a guy called Raymond Story. And Raymond Story was a scientific glass blower who worked at Thermal Syndicate in Wallsend on the River Tyne, and had a big thermal scientific glass blowing side of business there. It was all scientific work, quartz, working with quartz, making all laboratory ware. And what happened was Raymond was awarded the David Flack Award for a trainee. It was like a competition they had nationally to make glass ornaments, glass sculptures. And Raymond had a little bit of a desire and a flair to make artistic glass like the ships and bottles. And Raymond started his own little business in Newcastle in a place called Whitley Bay in the late 70s, little seaside town Whitley Bay. And Raymond built his business, and over a period of a couple of years he found himself doing so well he needed a trainee. And as I left school, I got put into the category of being autistic. So the artistic side of me, natural being, led me to being interviewed off Ray Story as an artistic glass blower. And what happened was with Raymond, I walked in the store and Raymond was sitting there like, he looks like Rod Stewart, and we had a bit joke and carry on, and Raymond was sitting making little glass porcupines, hedgehogs. And the interview with the job was to sit and watch him make one and then try and make one yourself. So I sat down after watching Ray make one, and I made one, and mine was better than Raymond's. I was only 16, and then ever since then I worked for Ray for 3 years, and within a 3-year period, from 1980 to 82, 83, I was doing things for Dean Jobling's company in Sunderland, where Ray and I were very good friends with Dean. And then eventually what happened was I become more progressive with the artistic side and wanted to be trained further, and Raymond couldn't really train me further on the artistic side. So by this time I developed my own technique and style of my own. So I went over to work in Sunderland with Dean in 1983, and I was I think the first of 5. There was 5 glass blowers at the time who were prior Conan workers. And then what happened was I worked for Ray for Dean for a few years, on and off, but then I'd work from home, set up at home, do my own things at home, and I started my own business when I was awarded the Prince's Trust. And it's a shame now that there isn't anywhere you can go and learn artistic glass blowing. I was very fortunate, and then more fortunate because of the 80s, early 80s, when there was companies making the ships and bottles, and I got into making the ships and bottles, and as I say, I used to make them by hand, and then Harry Phipps designed machines to make them, and then they just, and it kind of cheapened the artistic world a little bit, in my opinion. And on and off working for different companies and building my own business, I had the desire to recreate the Kentucky Derby in glass, the Churchill Downs creation in America. It's a famous horse race. It's where they have the Kentucky Derby. So, because I grew up on Gossip Park, and I used to go to the racetrack with my dad and my brother, and I used to draw the racetrack. I used to run to the front of the track, turn around, and I would draw the racetrack. And that's where I harboured the idea of recreating Churchill Downs in glass. So, after almost 20 years, or from 1980 to 1999, almost 20 years, I gave up everything in the north of England, and all my contacts and all my business, and I went to America with one eye, harvest the idea of recreating Churchill Downs. That's the only reason why I went. And after a 5-year, 6-year, 7-year project, I recreated the whole Kentucky Derby in glass, which is now on display. Churchill Downs has been on display since 2005. It's still there now. It's 30 foot long, 12 foot wide, 23 foot high to the top of the spires. It cost nearly $2 million to make, and I made that in America. And during that time in America, I was on all the media, done all the media interviews, done all TV, where I talked about the history and origins of glass blowing in the north of England, and Biscop, and the ship and bottle trade, and all the different things that I made to go in the bottles, with being an artistic glass blower. Got bored with making ships and bottles at Diverse, made lots of Harley Davidson motorbikes and bottles, camels and bottles, all kinds of anything that anybody wanted in a bottle, golfers, figurines, more diverse figures than not what everybody could make of ships and bottles to making sculptures to go in glass domes and bottles.